Good morning, all. Quiet on the set. All right, we're going to call this meeting to order. Could you all please enjoy the company of others quietly? And at this time, may we please have the roll call?
Commissioner Barnett.
Here.
Commissioner Baxter. Here. Commissioner Bernard.
Here.
Vice Mayor Marino.
Here.
Mayor Sachs. Commissioner Weiss.
Here.
Commissioner Woodward.
Here.
Thank you.
Thank you. And at this time, I've asked Commissioner Weiss to do the invocation and the pledge.
Dear Lord, we are thankful for this day you have given us, for its blessings, its opportunities, its challenges. We pray for strength and guidance for each day as it comes, for each day's duties, for each day's problems. May we be challenged to give our best always, and may we be assured of your presence within us. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Are there any additions, deletions, or substitutions to the agenda?
Vice Mayor, members of the board, on page 57, we're at an add-on proclamation for Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, for declaring September 2024. Also on page 57, 4L, an add-on proclamation October 2024 as Domestic Violence Awareness Month. On page 61, we have a revised summary, which modifies the actual costs for the service as well as the amount of the overmatch. That concludes the addition, deletion, and substitutions.
May I have an adoption of the agenda as amended?
Do you want me to reorder it?
Second.
I've had a request to reorder the agenda, so before we make this motion, I would like to turn to special presentations. I know that Ms. Ditalo is in the audience and has to scoot quickly, so we are going to move up.
So we're going to move up item B, 4B, up to the top.
And also, due to the mayor's lateness, we will move District 1 and District 5 to the last four proclamations and move District 6 and 7, 4K and 4L up. So you know what? As we take the stand, we'll just get it done. Thank you.
So
Okay.
I make that motion.
Second.
I've got a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Consent agenda, you'll find on page 9 through 56. Would anybody like to pull anything from the consent agenda? Seeing none, may I have a motion, please?
So moved.
All in favor? Thank you. Okay, we are now at special presentations. Ms. Ditalo, would you come on up? Commissioner Weiss is going to be at one podium with a proclamation declaring Workforce Development Month. And why doesn't District 3 take that podium?
Well, good morning. Is there OEBO folks? Are they here? Join? All right. Thank you. Good morning. All right. Whereas the economic growth and prosperity of Palm Beach County depends significantly on the availability and quality of a skilled workforce, enabling our businesses and industries to compete effectively in the global economy. And whereas workforce development remains a top priority for Palm Beach County's employers, educational institutions, trade organizations, businesses, municipalities, government agencies, chambers of commerces, coordinated and led by CareerSource Palm Beach County. And whereas the volunteer leaders and professionals of CareerSource Palm Beach County, alongside its partner organizations, support the workforce talent needs of the county and contribute to the continued strengthening of the economy through an effective workforce development system that provides exceptional career training, employment assistance to all job seekers and employers. And whereas Palm Beach County's employers benefit from a broad array of workforce development programs that facilitate the recruitment and retention of highly qualified new employees, providing training funds to enhance the skill sets of the existing workforce. And whereas the collective efforts of the CareerSource Palm Beach County, its volunteer leaders, professionals, and partner organizations have resulted in significant positive impacts on the county's workforce, economy, and our communities. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners of Palm Beach County, Florida, assembled in regular session on September 10th, 2024, that September 2024 in Palm Beach County is hereby proclaimed Workforce Development Month in Palm Beach County. All right, and you have some words for us.
Thank you so much for this proclamation, County Commissioners, Ms. Verdini Baker. This month is National Workforce Month, and our staff is in Orlando right now at the National Workforce Summit, so I'm racing right back up there to get some more awards for my staff. But thank you so much for the honor of being able to serve the citizens of Palm Beach County, to provide employment and education opportunities to lead them to self-sufficiency. Thank you so much.
Good morning, everyone. It's an honor to be here with you today. Special presentations are always special, but today I think even more so. I have the honor of presenting the Hispanic Heritage Month Proclamation. I would like to invite Commissioner Greg Weiss to join me as I present this proclamation. His district is he is very well represented with the Hispanic community in his district. I also would like to have my staff come up and join me as well. People I depend on every single day to make magic happen in District 3. I also, before I read the proclamation, want to acknowledge Sasha Lopez, our Commissioner Assistant for District 3, who, based on our investigation, may be the very first Commission Assistant of Hispanic origin and descent to represent and serve the people of District 3. So I wanted to make sure you knew that. It's an honor to stand before you today as we come together to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month. We have a huge audience, huge crowd, representing so many leaders and organizations that work within the Hispanic community. This special time of year allows us to recognize and appreciate the rich cultural contributions and enduring influence of the Hispanic communities in our county and beyond. As your county commissioner, I'm proud to present this proclamation in acknowledgement of the vibrant traditions, remarkable achievements, and invaluable role that Hispanic heritage plays in shaping our community. Thank you all for joining us in the celebration of diversity and unity. Let's continue to support and uplift each other as we honor the heritage that enriches our lives every day. Before I read the proclamation, I wanted to make another special recognition. Thank you for being up here, Commissioner Weiss. We want to recognize another leader in the Hispanic community just elected to the school board representing District 2, Virginia Savieto. She's not only been a hard worker in the community for decades, but she has shown unwavering dedication and passion in promoting cultural heritage and fostering unity. Virginia Savieto, would you come on, join us at the podium? We're getting crowded up here, but that's all right. Come on, please. Thank you. Virginia, your tireless efforts and commitment have not only enriched our community, but also inspired others to celebrate and honor their shared history. I have participated in the Hispanic Cultural Bus Tour, which you founded. This bus tour educates a diverse group of people in our county each year about the many Hispanic organizations in Palm Beach County who provide a vast number of services and cultural opportunities throughout Palm Beach County. I personally have benefited, and so has our office, have benefited from our many conversations regarding my district and your experiences. You've also given me the opportunity to learn about this incredible community I represent in District 3, and being one of my constituents, I'm grateful for that. You've given me the opportunity to learn about our community as well as looking to the future for the Hispanic Multicultural Center, which is a vision many groups in this county have been wanting for many years. I look forward to working with you as a newly elected school board member and as our districts do overlap quite a bit. Thank you, Virginia, for your many, many contributions. And I want to turn it over to your boss, Commissioner Weiss, to say a few words.
Thank you, Commissioner Barnett. So I can't tell you how proud I am of what you've accomplished. You know, I had an opportunity last week. We had a little celebration for Virginia. But Virginia represents everything that this country is about. She came here as a young person, as a child, as an immigrant, not knowing the language, not knowing the culture, but has found a way not only to assimilate into the United States of America, but she's found a way to exceed and achieve the American dream. And we are so proud of you because you represent what's best in this country. And so having an opportunity to have worked with you these last few years has been an honor for me. You've influenced me and helped me understand the diversity and the wonderful fabric of Palm Beach County. So thank you for all you have done and you will continue to do, and look forward to your continued success.
Before I read the Hispanic Heritage Month proclamation, well, I'm going to read the proclamation first, then invite everyone to come up for a picture, and then afterwards to join us downstairs in front of the palm tram bus, which has been wrapped in honor of Hispanic Heritage Month. Okay. A proclamation declaring September 15th to October 15th, 2024 as Hispanic Heritage Month. Whereas Hispanics of every race, class, and multiple nationalities have made historic contributions to the growth and strength of Palm Beach County in countless recorded and unrecorded ways. And whereas the historical influence of Hispanic contributions is outweighed only by the vital and integral role Hispanics currently play in shaping the present and future of Palm Beach County in business, education, law, science, technology, and numerous other fields. And whereas Hispanic Heritage Month is celebrated nationwide and begins September 15th, the anniversary of independence for Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, and Nicaragua, with Mexico achieving independence on September 16th and Chile on September 18th. Hispanic Heritage Month has been celebrated in the United States since 1974. And whereas Hispanic population in Palm Beach County is more than 23% of the 1.5 million people who call this county home, Hispanic Human Resources Council, Hispanic Chamber of Commerce of Palm Beach County, the Florida Hispanic American Chamber of Commerce, the Palm Beach County Hispanic Bar Association, Hispanic Education Coalition of Palm Beach County, El Sol Jupiter's Neighborhood Resource Center, the Guatemalan Mayan Center, Latin Quarter West Palm Beach, Caridad Center, Farm Worker Coordinating Council of Palm Beach County, Esperanza Community Center, Family Impact Palm Beach County, Democratic Hispanic Caucus of Florida, Palm Beach County Republican National Hispanic Assembly of Florida, Palm Beach County Hispanic Entrepreneur Initiative, Latinos Leadership Alliance, and Latinos in Action continue a history of working on multiple initiatives and partnerships to benefit the community. And whereas, to invite community involvement and highlight Hispanic culture, the Palm Beach County Community Services Department will host the Hispanic Heritage Tour to celebrate and acknowledge contributions, cultural, economic impact, and growth of the Hispanic Latino community in Palm Beach County. And whereas in celebration of Hispanic Heritage Month, we honor the contributions Hispanics have made in Palm Beach County, and we highlight an important part of the rich diversity that keeps our communities strong. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners of Palm Beach County, Florida, assembled in regular session on this 10th day of September 2024, that September 15th through October 15th, 2024 in Palm Beach County is hereby proclaimed Hispanic Heritage Month. Vice Mayor, with your permission, may we have a picture?
Sure. At the flags?
Flags.
Sure.
And all those who are here celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month, kindly join us. As we're gathering, I'd also like to thank Brandon Cabrera and his family who own Tropical Bakery and Restaurant on Forest Hill Boulevard in Palm Springs for their generous and delicious treats that they sent to the commission to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month.
Thank you, Maria.
I also want to let everyone know, again, that we have a bus, Palm Tram bus downstairs.
Wow.
It has been wrapped in honor of Hispanic Heritage Month.
It was wonderful. It was wonderful. Sure, go ahead and let's go. From Todd at the very end, right? Thank you. Go ahead, take it. Good job. Please, guys. I love it.
This is hers right here? Right here.
Who's gonna hold me? I got side back, right? It might need to be. If needed, you wanna lay down or you want me to? Or do you wanna just pick up here?
More people on the back step. Turn sideways. Turn sideways.
Back, turn sideways, scooch in.
Yes, like you like each other.
Scoochy scooch. Scoochy scooch.
Shorter folks up in front.
And we have to make room right here. Here, right here. Can we scooch over a little bit? Get a mirror in here. Okay, we need to scooch with the mirror. Yeah. So let's turn sideways. Let's turn sideways. Think thin.
Whatever it helps, whatever helps, right?
Are we good?
Yeah, beautiful picture it's gonna be.
Take a picture of the TV, looks better.
Go that way.
Con una foto de televisión.
El televisor atrás.
Just good. Don't take it off.
O al frente. Al frente tuyo.
Janet?
Hey, guys.
Mayor, I just wanted to introduce myself quickly. Rachel Weiser. I'm the new executive director for the Farm Worker Council.
Really?
Yes, I came from the Jewish Federation.
You must come see me.
Can I?
Please.
I would love to talk to
Okay,
you.
we
Do the whole county.
contact Janet.
Okay. Okay.
And let's make an appointment.
I would love to. Okay, I would love that. Came from the Jewish Federation, now helping the farm workers throughout the whole county.
You're wonderful.
Okay.
We're having the Israel.
I do. May I go get it and give it to you?
Is this my? Come here, Myra.
Can I ask Tammy Fields, Jennifer Cirillo, Deb Drum, Megan Houston, Ron Rice, and the rest that are here for the Pollinator Month proclamation to join me?
Yes. Where's my agenda?
Come on, bees. Here they come.
Okay. Good.
All right, give me my.
Okay. Any word from John?
He just okayed me, so
He said he's on his way, right?
hopefully that's an indication that he's on his way.
Okay, good. Let me get-
Halloween a little early. Okay. Keep your antenna straight. All right. Good morning. We are declaring September 2024 as Pollinator Month in Palm Beach County. Whereas Parks for Pollinators Month is recognized each September across the nation to spread awareness of the importance of pollinators to our agricultural economy, our health, as well as our overall environmental health. And whereas, according to the White House Pollinator Task Force, during the last 30 years, the United States has seen a steady decline of pollinators such as bees, bats, and butterflies at an alarming rate of almost 30% annually, making it vital to take action on pollinator protection. And whereas studies show that for every third bite of food we eat, we have a pollinator to thank. Whereas the Palm Beach County Parks and Recreation Department invites the public to join the National Parks for Pollinators event by participating in its annual Parks for Pollinators BioBlitz scavenger hunt by utilizing iNaturalist smartphone app and logging into pollinators and pollinator-friendly plants. And whereas this public input is helpful to identify species and their locations, providing valuable data, and Palm Beach County Board of County Commissioners provides 110 parks and facilities balancing native ecosystems, pollinator habitats, with the opportunities for public recreation. Whereas dedicated butterfly gardens, bat houses, bird nesting boxes, honeybee propagation hives, edible and flowering gardens, native plants, and the use of integrative pest management program in our county park system all support pollinators. Whereas individuals can help by learning more at their county nature center, planting native pollinators at home, responsibly relocating and saving bees, and supporting local parks and natural area habitats, and encouraging others to do so. Now therefore, be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners of Palm Beach County, Florida, assembled in regular session on this 10th day of September, that September 2024 in Palm Beach County is hereby proclaimed Pollinator Month.
Thank you, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Commissioners, particularly Commissioner Weiss. Thanks for being a good sport. So we're parks, so we had to bring a little fun this morning. But we have 3 department heads here with us today, and they provide vital infrastructure, green infrastructure. Deb Drum with our Environmental Resources Management Department, that vital natural area infrastructure that is so necessary in our county. And we heard how pollinators affect our life, and they rely on that infrastructure. And then Ron Rice with our Cooperative Extension Department as well. Our agriculture community really relies heavily on pollinators, and they invest in it as well. And he does some great education as well on pollinators, and of course has our botanical garden in our community as well. So thank you for your support of all these departments, as well as the Department of Resilience. And Megan couldn't be with us today, but us as a resilient community, you don't think those bees and butterflies and birds and bats. And thanks to Bobby Seals for representing the bat today. Yeah. We appreciate that. We don't want to forget about our nocturnal pollinators as well, and even accidentally, some mammals that hang around flowers pollinate. For us in our community, and it's essential for our food sources. People don't think about how critical that is. So again, we want to invite you, if you're the public, please go on pbcparks.com to learn more, or I think even on our pbc.gov website as well. There's Parks for Pollinators BioBlitz scavenger hunt information. It's free to download the iNaturalist app. You become a citizen scientist and help us locate pollinators and pollinator plants throughout our community. This is the 4th year we participated in the national program. And last year, we had almost 2,000 observations and identified almost 700 unique species of pollinators and pollinator plants in our community. So that's incredible. So if you're out for a walk and can snap a few pictures, it's a great plant identifier too. If you don't know what it is, just snap a picture and iNaturalist will help you identify it. And it'll include it if it's something that has to do with pollinators. So again, thank you, and we appreciate you, and happy September, happy Pollinator Month, everybody. Oh, a jar of honey as well. If you didn't know, we propagate bees in parks, and so this is from Southwinds Golf Course. We have beehives on the course and propagated some honey. So we shared that with the commissioners today. It's on county park property, and this is another way that we support our bees. So thank you. We appreciate it.
How are you next? Okay. You got 2.
One batch. Thank you, Richard.
Yeah. Would you prefer to go on the left or the right? Probably on the left. I got some fire rescue over there, so perfect.
Thank you.
Reuse them. Yeah.
I wouldn't put one in.
So Commissioner Weiss, I think we're going to change our name from Team PBC to Team Pollinators.
You will. I'm done pollinating.
All right, would the team from the Aid to Victims of Domestic Abuse please come forward? Rosie Johnson, Elvira Dennis,
Sweet.
Shonderlin Emerson from the YWCA and her staff, PBSO Detective Samantha Palmer, and Dr. Heidi Schaefer. Please come forward. This proclamation declaring October 2024 as Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Whereas domestic violence impacts millions of people each year and continues to be a major social crisis and healthcare concern in our country, state, and county. And whereas regardless of race, age, ability, sexual orientation, gender identity, socioeconomic status, or citizenship, victims receive the empathy and compassion they need to heal and equitable access to medical and legal services, counseling, safe housing, and supportive services. And those who choose to cause harm should be held accountable for their actions and provided opportunities for rehabilitation. And whereas key partnerships are formed among criminal justice agencies, health providers, allied professionals, domestic violence shelters, and victim services to assist victims and their families and to hold offenders accountable. And whereas local domestic violence leaders, community leaders, and survivors of domestic violence collaborate through the Palm Beach County Domestic Violence Coordinate Community Response Team to help improve the criminal justice system and reduce incidences of domestic violence and the impact it has on communities through education, advocacy, and accountability. And whereas the team is sponsoring a Domestic Violence Awareness Month opening ceremony theme, Palm Beach County Cares, at the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office Training Division, located at 4215 Cherry Road, West Palm Beach, Florida, Wednesday, October 1st, 2024 at 9 a.m. And whereas in supporting victims of domestic violence, Palm Beach County joins local programs, state coalitions, and national organizations committed to sending a clear message that domestic violence will not be tolerated. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners of Palm Beach County, Florida, assembled in regular session on this 10th day of September 2024, that October 2024 in Palm Beach County is hereby proclaimed Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Congratulations.
Good morning. On behalf of Palm Beach County Victim Services, we are Victim Services and Certified Rape Crisis Center. We are honored to partner with agencies such as AVDA and the YWCA, as well as many other community partners and stakeholders to provide a community response to domestic violence with the goal of improving criminal justice response and improving the experience that victims and survivors have when they encounter the system as victims of domestic violence. So any names that I've left out, we acknowledge you and we're thankful for that partnership, and we are grateful for this proclamation to declare Domestic Violence Awareness Month for the month of October. Thank you.
Okay, if the following could please come forward for Falls Prevention Awareness Week. Chief David Dorita with Palm Beach County, Elijah Virgin, Palm Beach Health Network, Jeff Delavore, Registered Nurse, Maureen McCarthy, Area Agency on Aging, Nancy Yarnell, Area Agency on Aging, Lieutenant Ashley Bianco, West Palm Beach Fire Rescue, Taisha Knight, Delray Beach Fire Rescue, Lieutenant John Braswell, Delray Beach Fire Rescue, Casey Klein, Palm Beach Gardens Fire Rescue, Chief Alvin, Riviera Beach Fire Rescue, Margaret Corks, Delray Medical Center, Lieutenant Andrew Lombardo, Palm Beach County Fire Rescue, Lauren Young Work, Palm Beach County Fire Rescue, Jeff Hines, Palm Beach County Fire Rescue, Fatou Benoit, Palm Beach County Fire Rescue, Dottie Diedrich, Palm Beach County Fire Rescue, Terry Laser, Palm Beach County Fire Rescue, Elise Brown, Palm Beach County Fire Rescue, and Assistant Fire Marshal Chris Henry, Palm Beach County Fire Rescue. And if I forgot anyone else who wants to come up for this, if I don't have your name, please come forward. Well represented in the county with all of our municipalities here too. Okay. You can come over so. Okay, we are declaring September 23rd through 27th, 2024 as Falls Prevention Awareness Week. Whereas falls are the leading cause of fatal and non-fatal injuries among adults aged 65 and older nationwide. 1 in 4 older adults report falling every year. And whereas it is estimated that 25% of Palm Beach County residents are aged 65 years of age or older, and whereas falls among older adults with and without injuries are the leading cause for 911 calls for fire rescue agencies throughout Palm Beach County. And whereas falls may cause bone fractures to the hand, wrist, ankle, and hip, falls were the significant injury most often treated at the county's 2 trauma centers in 2023, accounting for 47% of trauma cases. And whereas falls with injury accounted for the second highest number of calls for service last year for Palm Beach County Fire Rescue, and in a combined effort to reduce falls, fire rescue agencies in Palm Beach County, St. Mary's Medical Center, Delray Medical Center, the Area Agency on Aging Palm Beach County and Treasure Coast, and the Palm Beach County Healthcare District all maintain cost-effective strategies and evidence-based programs such as free exercise programs to improve balance and strength, medication management, vision, home hazard mitigation, and fall prevention education. And whereas this year, all participating agencies and other county fire departments, such as West Palm Beach, Riviera Beach, Palm Beach Gardens, and Delray Beach Fire Rescue, will host the 2nd annual countywide collaborative fall prevention resource and educational event. And whereas the ultimate goal is to connect our elderly residents with information, resources, and services needed for them to sustain their independence, empowerment, quality of life, and a fall-free lifestyle. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners of Palm Beach County, Florida, assembled in regular session on this 10th of September 2024, that September 23 through 27 of 2024 in Palm Beach County is hereby proclaimed Falls Prevention Awareness Week. Thank you.
Good morning, folks. Dave Dorita, Fire Marshal for Palm Beach County Fire Rescue. I will try to show some brevity here, which I think Ms. Baker knows is not my strong suit. So I think the commissioner summed it up very well, and I won't try not to repeat. You will hear a repetitive theme that I've been fortunate enough under Mrs. Baker's tenure here and my short tenure here to learn the word team. Our agencies, all of us, if I had to bring in everyone that should be credited for this as the fire marshal, I would have to cite this occupancy for overcrowding. So I just want you to understand how far-reaching this is. This is our biggest call, our biggest pull on all our resources. It affects every resource. Every one of you, whether you have someone that's fallen or not. I couldn't copy the B props, but I did. The elephant in the room is the boot I'm wearing as the victim of a non-heroic fall. It happens to everybody, and the amount of resources it goes just for one fall victim affects a family because they're the ultimate caregivers in long term. We have an abundance of ALFs, and we don't have enough assisted living facilities. The hospitals receive them after we take the initial response, and it starts with our dispatchers fielding the call and letting us know. It's a culmination. It's falls uninjured, falls with injury, and yes, the I fallen and can't get up. That's a big pull on us because we respond to that. It's non-emergent, but we have to get them up because they can't. So with the hospitals, the fire rescue agencies you see here, the Area on Agency on Aging, all under the umbrella of this team effort, Palm Beach County Fall Prevention Collaborative. We used to operate in silos. That was the norm. Ms. Baker has shown us, and through the support of the commission, that you stop your silos. They're only beneficial for the one section. When you bring those silos together, you'll have a team. And words that are overused become cliche. Ms. Baker has set a tone that will never become a cliche. Teamwork will guide us through all of our issues, and we will do this together. I deserve no credit for this. I have a very great force under me at County Fire Rescue that does this, and then everyone here. There just are too many people for you to realize what goes into fall prevention. So thank you very much. Thank you for your eloquent proclamation.
While they take pictures, if you are here for National Recovery Month, I'll ask you to come forward. And Sally Berenswig, please forgive me if I pronounce that wrong. It's Berenswig. Oh, thank you. So, for today, whereas behavioral health is an essential part of health and one's overall wellness, whereas the theme for this year's National Recovery Month is a journey of resilience, recovery, and renewal, Palm Beach County reminding people in recovery and those who support them that recovery belongs to all of us. We welcome everyone to recovery by lowering barriers to recovery support, creating inclusive spaces and programs, and broadening our understanding of what recovery means for people with different experiences. Whereas preventing and overcoming mental and substance use disorders is essentially to achieving healthy lifestyles, both physically and emotionally. Whereas we must encourage relatives and friends of people with mental and substance use disorders to implement, prevent measures, recognize the signs of problems, and guides those in need to appropriate treatment and recovery support services. Whereas the Board of Palm Beach County Commissioners is leading efforts to establish a person-centered, recovery-oriented system of care with partners throughout the county to help people achieve recovery and improve the quality of care as well as long-term recovery outcomes. Whereas Palm Beach County Community Partners, Be Well PBC, the Palm Beach County Hub, Commonly Well, and others will be hosting an annual National Recovery Month event on Wednesday, September 25th at the Wellington Community Center. Now, therefore, let it be proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners of Palm Beach County assembled today that on the 10th day of September 2024, for this to be National Recovery Month.
Thank you. My name is Pastor Ray Whiteley, and I have the privilege of serving as co-chair of the advisory committee. Many years ago, I had a conversation with my good friend, Apostle Tommy Brown. The conversation came from a spiritual perspective, and he asked, Reverend Whiteley, who are you? What drives your work? Are you an advocate or a reflection of the love of Christ? He went on to say, advocates voices issues that are current and popular, but sometimes it does not align with the love of Christ for all. That conversation resonated with me. I am humbled to serve on the committee because I truly believe that the spirit of the work reflects the love of Christ. Matthew 25, verse 40 says, whatever you do for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you do for me. So I'm thankful for this proclamation recognizing September as National Recovery Month, and for all the commissioners are doing for those that the society labels as the least of these. But remember, the least of these include those impacted by our response to the war on drugs, which surged in 1980s and 90s, disproportionately targeting Black communities across the United States, including here in Palm Beach County. I'm proud of the work that we've done so far, and I'm excited about being part of a team who's being intentional of shifting towards recognizing substance use disorder as a public health issue, deserving of compassion and treatment rather than punishment that were applied during the crack epidemic era. I look forward to continuing the collective learning from our past and supporting environments where the recovery can not only thrive, but celebrated. God bless you all, and thank you very much for this proclamation.
Commissioners, good to see you again, and thank you again for your continued leadership in this issue. It is known not only in this community, but across the state. My name is Micah Robbins. I have the privilege of working with the Hub in Palm Beach County, as well as the Florida Association of Recovery Residences. But more importantly today, I have the opportunity to talk about a real story in recovery. This is Yanalise Kienis. Darn it, I knew I wouldn't get emotional, but it's gonna happen. Maybe if I got the B things on. Yanni is what it means, why we do this work. She started out as a peer advocate to help support not only her recovery, but to support those on their journey at the Hub. Over the last several years, she has demonstrated what it means to be not only a community leader, but advocating and demonstrating daily what a recovery journey can be. She is now just been elevated to the site coordinator for our Hub in Lake Worth Beach, and she's an amazing artist and creator as well. She actually had her piece of artwork submitted to the Sampson National Art Exhibition for this year for Recovery Month, and it was accepted. So not only is her work here, it is now nationally recognized. And she's taken that passion to those in recovery so they can have a voice of creativity. She leads a watercolor class. If you go to the Hub, her artwork is now displayed there as well as others. She is an incredible young woman. She's an incredible asset to what this recovery movement means. And she's not what's the word I'm looking for? We're not proud of her. We're inspired by her. So please, let us not only celebrate Recovery Month, but celebrate those like Yanni that make a difference every day.
Hi, thank you for having me today. I'm really proud of the work that we do for the Hub, breaking the stigma and bringing recovery into all the communities in Palm Beach County. So I just want to thank you all for helping us break the stigma and giving hope to the world. So thank you.
I'm just going to say one final word. Everyone knows this is a very personal subject for me and why I don't want to talk about it, because then I'm going to be a hot mess crying. So I just want to thank you all for coming out for this proclamation. It means a lot. Thank you.
If Allison Vaughs and Amy Talbot from Feeding South Florida could come forward. Sorry, I didn't get the memo for orange, I'm sorry. So we are declaring September 2024 as Feeding South Florida Hunger Action Month. Whereas since 1981, Feeding South Florida has worked to end hunger in Palm Beach County by providing our community in need with immediate access to nutritious food. And whereas Hunger Action Month is an opportunity to be a part of a month-long movement that impacts the mission to end hunger in South Florida. And whereas hunger does not discriminate, it knows no race, religion, or age. And whereas Feeding South Florida leads hunger and poverty advocacy efforts in our community while transforming lives through innovative programming and education that provide economic growth and overall well-being. And whereas Palm Beach County is committed to supporting Feeding South Florida so that together we can achieve a hunger-free South Florida. Now therefore be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners of Palm Beach County, Florida, assembled in regular session on this 10th of September 2024, that September 2024 in Palm Beach County is hereby proclaimed Feeding South Florida Hunger Action Month.
Thank you, Commissioner Marcy Woodward and the Palm Beach County Board of County Commissioners for recognizing September as Hunger Action Month. During Hunger Action Month, we are encouraging 1 million actions across the country to end hunger, whether by donating, advocating, volunteering, or even spreading the word online. And every action counts. Our individual actions may seem small, but together they can become a powerful movement that can change history. Feeding South Florida serves our food insecure neighbors in Palm Beach County via our 64 partner agencies, which I think one of them is here today. Who distribute the food via their soup kitchens, community pantries, churches, and shelters. We also offer in-house programs and services that focus on providing immediate access to food, along with resources and a path forward to self-sufficiency, including our workforce training programs. Last year, Feeding South Florida provided 24 million pounds of food to the residents of Palm Beach County, which was distributed via our partner agencies. Additionally, we provided over 51,000 home-delivered meals to our homebound senior population in Palm Beach County. We're extremely grateful to the Board of County Commissioners for this recognition and look forward to your ongoing support.
So now we are going to declare September 2024 as Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. So please join me. Heidi, I'm going to have you join us as well, please. Whereas the American Childhood Cancer Organization reports cancer is the leading cause of death by disease among U.S. children, and the average age of diagnosis is 6 years old, whereas 1 in 285 children in the U.S. will be diagnosed by their 20th birthday, whereas on average, there has been a 0.6% increase in incident per year since the mid-1970s, resulting in an overall increase of 24% over the last 40 years. Whereas the last 30 years, only 6 new drugs have been approved by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration to specifically treat childhood cancer. Whereas the National Cancer Institute recognizes the unique research needs of childhood cancer and the necessity for increased funding for research and treatment. Whereas the PAPS Corps is one of the largest all-volunteer fundraising organizations in South Florida, with its funds supporting research for all types of cancer at the Sylvester Comprehensive Cancer Center at the University of Miami Miller School of Medicine, whereas the PAPS Corps champions for cancer's research with a total South Florida membership of approximately 20,000, helps provide Palm Beach County residents with access to state-of-the-art treatment, information about cutting-edge research findings and procedures, and strives for a world without cancer with the conviction that today's research brings tomorrow's cure. Now therefore, be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners of Palm Beach County, Florida, assembled in regular session on this 10th day of September 2024 in Palm Beach County. It is hereby proclaimed Childhood Cancer Awareness Month.
Thank you so much, Commissioner Baxter and all the commissioners. We are a over 70-year-old nonprofit with 20,000 members and 50 chapters across South Florida, all with one goal: to raise crucial funds for cancer research. So I thank you so much for giving us this proclamation. We greatly appreciate it, because there's nothing worse than a child with cancer. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And while they're taking their pictures, Selena, you want to join us? Selena Stamios with the Women's Chamber of Commerce of Palm Beach County, Angela Bernard from the Audio Video Systems, and Aida Baez of Accord Engineering. These young ladies are here to celebrate National Women's Small Business Month. And we also have some of our OEBO participants here also. So as we proclaim, actually, put that paper down, get this one here. We are declaring October 2024 as National Women's Small Business Month. Whereas October is observed as National Women's Small Business Month to highlight the achievements and significant contributions made by women in business and industry, and whereas the county recognizes that women-owned businesses make a meaningful impact on the economy, culture, and community, and whereas there are more than 200 women-owned Palm Beach County certified small business enterprises, And whereas the Palm Beach County Board of County Commissioners, county administration, and county departments are committed to providing resources to promote the development, growth, and sustainability of women-owned businesses. And whereas the county helps to empower women-owned businesses with access to capital, networking, mentorship, and procurement opportunities. And whereas the Palm Beach County Board of County Commissioners is proud to join in celebrating National Women's Small Business Month. Now therefore be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners of Palm Beach County, Florida, National Women's Small Business Month. Who wants to speak?
I'll let everyone go, but I'll start off. And I'd also like to recognize Dr. Dion Roundtree, who's one of our board members with the Chamber, but also a women-owned business. So on behalf of all of the women-owned businesses in Palm Beach County, thank you very much, County Commission, and to Office of Equal Business Opportunity for recognizing Women's Small Business Month. This is a way to celebrate women-owned businesses and their impact on the economy. In 1972, there were a little over 400,000 women-owned businesses in the United States. And until 1988, women had to have a male family member co-sign if they wanted to apply for a loan. That same year, Women-Owned Business Ownership Act increased access to capital to provide financial assistance to organizations geared toward women-owned businesses. By 2019, women-owned businesses represent 42% of all U.S. businesses and generate $1.9 trillion worth of revenue. Today, there are over 13 million women-owned businesses and counting. The Palm Beach County has amazing groups throughout. One of them specifically, Office of Equal Business Opportunity, Solid Waste Authority, Women's Chamber of Commerce, and the Women's Chamber of Commerce of Palm Beach County Foundation, which supplies resources for women that are trying to turn their side hustle into their main hustle or to expand their current business. So thank you again for your continued support of women-owned businesses throughout Palm Beach County.
Good morning, I'm Angela Barnard, and I own Audio Video Systems. We've been here in Palm Beach County for over 40 years. I am second generation owner, and I just want to say thank you to all the commissioners, and especially to the Office of OEBO and the staff there. Without their support, we would not have been able to grow, support the county, employ people that live here, so this is what this means to me personally. Thank you.
Good morning, Madam Mayor, Vice Mayor, members of the board, and Madam Administrator. During the month of October, the Office of Equal Business Opportunity we will highlight these amazing women and other certified women-owned businesses with the Office of Equal Business Opportunity in Palm Beach County. They are doing great work, they are responsive, they are bidding, they are rock stars. So thank you all for your continued support of the SMWBE program and for focusing the attention this month or next month, October, on women businesses here in Palm Beach County. Thank you, Vice Mayor.
Okay, now going from women business organizations to a business matchmaker conference, which I think is an excellent idea. If I could have Hammerstein come on up, as well as Ms. Hammerstein is a procurement. Do we have Hammerstein here? Correct. It's sort of a drive there, isn't it? Ms. Hammerstein is a procurement programs compliance officer for the City of West Palm Beach, Office of Small and Minority Women Business Programs, as well as, is it Wendy Williams? Is she here? Who's from the City of Riviera Beach? Okay, they're not here? Okay, good. We're going to go ahead and proceed. And we're going to declare September 2024 as Palm Beach Partners Business Matchmaker Conference and Expo Day. This is going to be acknowledged on Friday, September 20th, during the 18th Annual Palm Beach Partners Business Matchmaker Conference and Expo. This is a coalition of city, county, state, nonprofit organizations aligned to promote economic development of small businesses through bid and contracting opportunities in Palm Beach County. And whereas the partners include leading public and nonprofit agencies, such as the Palm Beach County Board of County Commissioners Department of Airports, Department of Housing and Economic Development, Palm Tram, the cities of Riviera Beach, West Palm Beach, the South Florida Water Management District. As I continue on, more and more people are coming up here. This is what it's all about. This is what it's all about. The School District, the Center for Technology Enterprise, and the Solid Waste Authority of Palm Beach County. Whereas small minority women-owned and disadvantaged enterprises represent a wide variety of disciplines, and each is granted an equal opportunity to meet with decision makers and to network with other businesses in attendance during the Matchmaker Conference and Expo. And whereas the Palm Beach County Board of County Commissioners is pleased to join in celebrating this distinct business empowerment forum for small minority, women-owned, and disadvantaged enterprise. Now therefore, be it declared and proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners assembled in regular session on this 10th day of September 2024, that September 20th, 2024 in Palm Beach County is hereby proclaimed Palm Beach Partners Business Matchmaker Conference and Expo Day. Congratulations.
Good morning, Commissioners. Ms. Virginia Baker, thank you so much for this proclamation. 2024 is the 18th year that we have gathered to put this together. And I know that small businesses look forward to it every year. This year we are highlighting 8 small businesses that are now large businesses that have gone through this event and have met agency representatives and are able to participate in the procurement the procurement process. So thank you so much for your support, Commissioner Bernard and Ms. Baker. If you would come down and support us. Ms. Virginia Baker and Mr. Frank Hayden, Hazel Oxendine and Dr. Otelia DeBose put this event together 18 years ago. And we have continued, and thank you for your support, and thank you for having a vision to help small businesses. Thank you.
All right, 2 more proclamations, and then it's business. So the fun part continues for 2 more. Suzanne Earl, would you come on up, please? Suzanne is a daughter of the American Revolution. And today, the Board of County Commissioners is declaring, the Board of County Commissioners is declaring September 17th through 23rd, 2024 as Constitution Week. Whereas the Constitution of the United States of America, the guardian of our liberties, embodies the principles of limited government in a republic dedicated to rule by law, and whereas September 17th, 2024 marks the 237th anniversary of the framing of the Constitution of the United States of America by the Constitutional Convention, and whereas it is fitting and proper to accord official recognition to this magnificent document and its memorable anniversary, and to the patriotic celebrations which commemorate it, and whereas Public Law 915 guarantees the issuing of a proclamation each year by the President of the United States of America, designating September 17th through 23rd as Constitution Week, and citizens are urged to study our nation's Constitution and reflect on the privilege of being an American with all the rights and responsibilities which that privilege involves. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners on Palm Beach County, Florida, assembled in regular session on this 10th day of September 2024, that September 17th through 23rd, 2024 in Palm Beach County is hereby proclaimed Constitution Week. Would you like to say a few words?
Thank you. My name is Susan Earl. I am from the Daughters of the American Revolution. We are 200,000 strong, and our mission is to preserve our historic monuments, education of children, and we support our military and veterans. I am honored to receive this proclamation because the United States Constitution preserves the rights and freedoms of all Americans. Thank you.
All right, here's the last one. If I could have Marilyn Mejia. Probably didn't pronounce your name correctly. CEO and Executive Director of the Soup Kitchen. And Richard Hyatt? Syatt. I like that one better. Syatt. And you're a board member. If I could have John Fiorenzi and Jackie Fiorenzi come forward as well. We're going to declare September 16th, 2024. If you have anybody else from your organization, come on up. Even, oh my God, he's so cute. So cute. Whereas the Soup Kitchen in Boynton Beach was established in 1983 as a 501c3 nonprofit organization with the goal to help the less fortunate by providing meals at no cost. Whereas this organization has been a vital resource for our community, providing nourishment and assistance to those facing food insecurity and homelessness. This unwavering commitment and dedication has enabled it to become a cornerstone of compassion and service in Palm Beach County. Whereas its core values and purpose are summarized in its mission statement that focus on addressing hunger and offering a safe place for those in need. And whereas the mission is to provide nourishment for the heart, mind, and body, driving daily operations and the commitment to creating a supportive and inclusive environment for everyone seeking help. Last year, the Soup Kitchen distributed 650,000 hot meals, distributing 845,000 grocery bags, and preventing over $13 million worth of food being wasted. Whereas From Hunger to Hope is to be commemorated on September 16th, 2024, it will showcase the transformative impact of the Soup Kitchen's work in the community. The journey from hunger to hope symbolizes the resilience and empowerment that the Soup Kitchen instills in those it serves, embodying a message of compassion, solidarity, and renewal. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners of Palm Beach County, Florida, summoned in regular session on the 10th day of September, that September 16th, 2024 in Palm Beach County is hereby proclaimed the Soup Kitchen From Hunger to Hope Day. Congratulations.
Good morning, and thank you, Mayor Sachs, Vice Mayor, Palm Beach County Board of Commissioners, stakeholders, Soup Kitchen board members, staff, volunteers, and honored guests. Thank you for having us here today. My name is Marlene Mejia. I am the CEO. Before I became a CEO 4 years ago, I was a volunteer at the Soup Kitchen for 20 years. And it goes to show you, volunteering pays off. It's such a wonderful thing to be able to say, I was a volunteer before I was part of the staff, because we know what's going on. And the Soup Kitchen is a volunteer-driven organization with more than 300 volunteers at this time. We could not do it without them. As you know, it's located in Boynton Beach. It hosts a special place in the heart of Palm Beach County. Again, for 40 years, it has served as a beacon of hope and support to those in need. Since its founding in 1983, the Soup Kitchen has been a vital resource offering nourishment and assistance to individuals facing food insecurity and homelessness. Our unwavering commitment has made us a cornerstone of compassion and service in Palm Beach County, embodying the spirit of unity and generosity that defines this community. Our core values and missions drive everything that we do. The mission of the Soup Kitchen is to provide nourishment, as Mayor Sachs eloquently said, for the heart, mind, and body, offering a safe and welcoming space for those in need. It is no longer the people that fall below the poverty line that are coming to us. We are seeing more and more people that cannot make their checks meet, right? So we strive to create a supportive and inclusive environment for all of those who seek our help. With over a third of the county residents earning less than the cost of living and struggling to afford the basic essentials, our work is more critical than ever. In the past year alone, we have served 650, like Mayor said before. In our lifetime, we had served over 7 million hot meals and continue to grow, seeing an increase of 40% since last year alone. In recognition of this proclamation to be declared, we're thrilled to celebrate this significant honor. It allows us to highlight the transformative impact that the Soup Kitchen has on our community. The journey from hunger to hope symbolizes the resilience and empowerment that we aim to instill in those we serve. This embodies a message of compassion, solidarity, and renewal that we are so proud to represent. Please visit us at thesoupkitchen.org and set up some time to come and visit us. We love to have you come over and take a tour of our facility. We're so much more than soup. Our community needs us to continue doing more, and together we can. Thank you again for this prestigious and greatly appreciated recognition. Thank you, Mayor.
Just before we have the picture, I just want you to know that I heard about this wonderful organization from your volunteers. And that's how I heard about it. And John and Jackie Fiorenzi has been talking about it. And I know that anybody here who wants to volunteer is a wonderful organization to do so. Congratulations. Thank you for your service. Thank you. All right, let's get this picture.
That's a hard one.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you for your time, too.
Thank you. Wonderful. Thank you. All right. Okay. I always say that that's the best part of our agenda. It's so wonderful. Now we'll get on to the business of the day. We're going to start on the regular agenda. And for those of you following on the agenda, it's page 58. So we have, good morning, Ismi. Colleagues, if you would look at this, would anybody wish to have a presentation from staff at this time? See none. All right, Commissioner Weiss, go right ahead.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to go ahead and make a motion to approve item 5A1, a resolution of the Board of County Commissioners amending the Palm Beach County Administrative Code for the purpose of updating the provisions related to construction, engineering, and architectural contract change orders, providing for conflict with federal or state law and or county charter.
Very good. By the way, before I get to a second, does anybody have any questions or comments to the staff? Seeing none, do I have a second? I have a second by the Vice Mayor. Are those for? Anybody opposed? See that it passes unanimously, 7-0. Thank you, Isami. All right, let's go right on to airports. That's 5B1. And again, let me ask my colleagues if you would wish to have a report by Ms. Beebe. Seeing no one who wishes, does anybody have any questions or comments to the staff at this time? Seeing none, do I hear a motion to approve?
Madam Mayor, I make a motion to approve item 5B1A and B.
Second. And we can have both at the same vote. Very good. Seamless. I have a first by Bernard and a second by Commissioner Baxter. All those for. Anybody opposed? See that it passes unanimously, 7-0. Moving right on to 5C1 on Palm Tram. And as the staff is coming forward, would anybody here like to have a staff report? Do any of my colleagues wish to have any questions or comments to the staff about C1A? Seeing none, do I hear a motion?
Madam Mayor, I make a motion to approve item 5C1A, B, and C.
Very good. And I have a second by Commissioner Weiss. All those for. Anybody opposed? See that it passes unanimously, 7-0.
Thank you.
Moving right along, on 5D1, planning, zoning, and building. As the staff is walking up, is there any member of the board who wishes to hear a staff report at this time?
Yes, Mayor.
Yes, you do. Very good. Commissioner Baxter has requested a staff report. Go right ahead.
Good morning. Good morning, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners, Administrator Baker. I'm Whitney Carroll. I'm the Executive Director for Planning, Zoning, and Building Department. With me today, we have Doug Weiss, the Floodplain Administrator and the Building Official for Palm Beach County. And we have Aaron Maharaj, the Fiscal Manager for PZB, and Ryan Mayer, the County Attorney, represents the Building Division, and Paul Linton, Water Resources Director, and Deputy County Administrator Patrick Rutter.
Very good.
So this item before you today is to request a balance transfer, basically establishing a capital project and transferring non-ad valorem funds from one fund to another fund. And this is basically to take care of the FEMA mapping that we were here and talked about at the July 7th and August 27th workshops. I'll go back. Okay. So as you may recall, at the August 27th workshop, we discussed the fact that besides the title maps that are becoming effective December 20th of this year, most of the FEMA flood maps in Palm Beach County have not been updated since 1979. You gave us direction to move forward with the 3 mapping efforts that we outlined, which one was the area around Lake Okeechobee, the second, the South Florida Water Management District basins, and the third is the tidal areas. We also added that the public safety and through its emergency management division would be coming back to you at a later date with an update on the CRS recommendations as they move forward with that. Then we also gave a bit of a recap on our Article 18 updates that would be coming back to you at a later date on those as well. You will see by year end some updates that are mandatory for us to, based on the language that's required to keep us compliant with the National Flood Insurance Program. So the reason for the request today is to basically establish a capital project for funding for studies and mapping to more expeditiously get Palm Beach County more improved and more accurate flood maps. This requires a non-ad valorem budget transfer from the Building Fund operating reserves to the Building Capital Project Fund for $9.5 million. This amount is based on initial consultant estimates for all 3 areas that have been identified if all of the efforts and all of the phases are completed. This request is also to amend the Building Capital Project Fund to add the $9.5 million for this purpose. Please note that these funds are restricted per Florida Statute 553. It can only be used for a specific purpose. Any unused or unspent funds will be basically transferred back to the building operating reserves per your approval. Basically what this is doing is establishing a budget for this project. And with that, I can turn it over to Doug Weiss or Paul Linton if you'd like a little bit more background on why the timing of this is right for Palm Beach County to undertake at this time. and or if you'd like any greater detail on the 3 areas that we will be studying. And of course, we will be coming back to you as we move forward. This is one phase, of course, one step in the process. We will then have to go out for RFP, bring those RFP's responses back to you as well. So with that, if you'd like additional information, I'm happy to go further into detail.
Any commissioner have any questions? Commissioner Baxter, you're recognized.
I heard you read the objectives, but if you could just summarize for you, where is the end goal to spending the $9.5 million?
We can go through each area if you want. There's 3.
What's the big picture of this? Because the objectives are clear, but where is this headed, and is it guaranteed to work?
The objective is to identify the areas that have flood risk up at the level that 1% that the FEMA identifies. But as a result, you also get information on general risk throughout, what areas are higher or lower, which ones are they may be in a basin that is more susceptible because it's lower. That leverages you and tells you information that goes one way into the FEMA insurance, and the other way is it can help you prioritize basins for improvements. So that's the objective, is to provide those maps.
So we're getting the information to provide to FEMA.
And for our own use, yes.
And our use. All right, thank you.
Any other questions or comments for staff? All right. Seeing none. Commissioner Weiss, you're recognized.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve item 5D1, A, B, and C.
Then I have a second from Commissioner Woodward. All those 4. Anybody opposed? See that it passes unanimously, 7-0. Thank you very much for that good report. Okay. ABC. Now we have D2. All right. D2 is going to be, is this going to be? Okay. Go ahead, Commissioner Weiss.
Thank you very much. Just for my reminder to my colleagues, a few months ago, this came forward and you gave me the authorization to work with staff, both from our staff and the town of Haverhill, as well as the builder that requested this annexation. I'd just like to say I really appreciate the way we were able to work together with the town of Haverhill, with their staff, and with developer and our staff working together and put together, I think, a fair resolution to resolve this. And so with that, I'd like to approve item 5D2 for the annexation.
Before we get a second on that, does anybody have any questions for the staff? I'd like to thank you as mayor for getting involved in this and coming to these negotiations in a fair and comprehensive way to conclude it. We have a first. Do I see a second? I have a second by Commissioner Woodward. All those 4. Anybody opposed? See that it passes unanimously, 7-0. Thank you. All right, 5E1. And as staff is approaching, is there anybody on my colleagues would like to hear a staff report? See none at this time. You've prepared as well, staff. Do I have a first? Or does anybody have any questions or comments of staff? Okay, very good. I see a first by the Vice Mayor and a second by Commissioner Barnett. All those 4. Anybody opposed? See that it passes unanimously, 7-0. Wow, that was very concise. Thank you, colleagues. Now we're going to look at board appointments, and there's a commission district appointment. And I'm going to start from my right, Commissioner Baxter.
No appointments, Mayor. Thank you.
None, Madam Mayor.
Commissioner Weiss.
None, Madam Mayor.
Commissioner Woodward.
Not at this time.
And Commissioner Barnett.
Thank you, Mayor. I would like to appoint Cindy Jones to the Library Advisory Board. Thank you.
Very good. We don't need a vote on this, do we? I don't believe so. And from the mayor's office, appointment to the EMS Advisory Board, Eon Levine. All right. And I Dear Vice Mayor.
No worries.
All right.
I would like to reappoint former County Commissioner Carol Roberts to the Citizens Committee on Airport Noise.
Oh, she's
Thank you.
All right. And going on to staff comments at this time. Administration comments.
Just have our got our board directives. I'd like to ask you to receive and file.
So moved.
And we have a first by Commissioner Weiss, second by Commissioner Woodward. All those for, anybody opposed? See that it passes unanimous.
And that is all I have for today.
Very good. All right, the county attorney. None this time? Very good. Now commissioner comments. And we're going to start to my left with Commissioner Barnett.
Thank you very much, Mayor. I also wanted to, before I give my full comments, I wanted to, where is it? I'll start with my official comments. I wanted to request that the interior main loop road within Lake Lytle Park be named Lake Lytle Park Drive in honor of former County Commissioner Lake Lytle, who served our county for 32 years, a record that still stands to this day.
I'll second that.
Ah, it's beautiful. All those for, anybody opposed? See that it passes unanimously, 7-0. You can continue on, Commissioner Barnett, if you have others.
Thank you. I wanted to request an off-site proclamation, approval for an off-site proclamation declaring September 2024 as 211 Suicide Awareness and Prevention Month.
All right, all those for, anybody opposed? See that it passes unanimously, 7-0.
Thank you. I also am requesting off-site approval for an off-site proclamation recognizing September 2024 as Hispanic Heritage Month. I know we did one here on-site, but I'm requesting permission for 2 off-site proclamations.
Very good. Second by Commissioner Weiss. All those for, anybody opposed? It passes unanimously, 7-0.
Thank you very much. I shuffled my notes around. I just found them. Okay. Wanted to recognize the City of Green Acres. We had an opportunity to present before their City Council meeting the other night an update on the progress that we're making on the Chickasaw Road expansion. Thank you very much for approving that in our consent agenda at the last meeting. I also want to recognize City Manager Andrea McHugh and City Councilwoman Susie Diaz for their patience and perseverance during this entire process. It was wonderful to see our team effort between the county and city. I'm grateful to everyone at Green Acres and here in Palm Beach County. I'm also grateful that the governor yesterday expressed his desire that the legislature take up this condo fees crisis before the end of the year. It looks like, I think they heard us, and I'm grateful to the Board of County Commissioners. Your letter.
You did it too.
Thank you also for your letter, Mayor, representing the entire board. I'm grateful to our representatives, Catherine Waldron, Mike Caruso, our property appraiser, Dorothy Jacks, who I've talked to, all of them about this, helping us and guide what the next step should be in convincing our friends in Tallahassee to do the right thing. Hopefully, now that the governor has gotten personally involved, we'll see some progress. Hopefully, a special session to be convened before the end of the year and some positive net results for our condo owners in our districts. Thank you very much again for all of your support on that. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Commissioner. Commissioner Woodward.
Thank you, Mayor, and congratulations on getting the governor's attention with that. I'm sure our residents here and all of South Florida and all of Florida appreciate it. No comments other than I'm happy football season is back and my Dolphins won Sunday. So.
All right. I just would like to, a couple things I'd like to mention. Tomorrow is September 11th. It's a day that this country will never forget. And so I'm just reminding folks that You know, we have an opportunity to continue to come together each and every day to honor those that lost their lives as first responders, as civilians. Tragic event on September 11th. I'd also like to recognize the City of West Palm Beach Fire Rescue. They put together a memorial stair climb, and there were some other events that were quite moving. Some opportunities for folks to participate. I saw a number of members of Palm Beach County Fire Rescue were there participating, as well as members of agencies from around the county. I also did the stair climb. It was 110 stories to remind ourselves with each and every step of what the folks who ran to the building did to save their fellow Americans in need. And the important thing to remember was when that happened, nobody cared where you were from, who you voted for, what you did. We were just all Americans coming together as a nation, and I hope we can continue to remember that feeling and the opportunity to celebrate each other each and every day, to have an opportunity to live in the greatest country on the planet. Thank you.
Thank you for those moving words, Commissioner Weiss. Commissioner Bernard.
Thank you very much, Madam Mayor. I'd like to request an off-site proclamation reversing the effects of the crack epidemic.
Okay, first by Commissioner McBernard, second by Commissioner Weiss. All those for. Anybody opposed? See that it passes unanimously, 7-0.
Thank you very much, Madam Mayor. As Commissioner Weiss has mentioned in regards to 9/11, tomorrow at 6 p.m. we'll have the 9/11 ceremony, which will be at the Duncan Theater at 6 p.m. Tomorrow also, no, that's not tomorrow, Thursday, I'll be going to a town hall, which will be in Delray. That's where I'll present the proclamation. But the town hall is reversing the effects of the crack epidemic, treating an illness, and ending a war. And the purpose of the town hall, which is to understand the local impact of the crack epidemic and war on drugs, and explore strategies and solutions to build community resilience. And lastly, I'm glad that Commissioner Barnett had brought up the issue of, the condominium issues that many of our residents are facing. And, I did read the governor's statement regarding, calling for the legislature to do a special session. I'm hoping that the legislature should be starting November 19th because many of our residents in Palm Beach County and throughout the state cannot wait for this issue to be solved next March. And so, I'm going to be urging the state Senate and the state House to have this issue being brought up during the November 19th meeting, so in that way we can address this issue for many of our residents. And of course, I'll be the senator, hopefully during that time period. So, but I believe that this is something that's important, and I want to work with our associations here, so in that way we can craft the right policy that can provide relief for our residents. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Commissioner Bernard. Commissioner Baxter.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to say thank you for bringing up 9/11. I don't think anyone is going to forget that horrendous day. It was a little scary to me for that brief moment in time when I was a teacher that none of my students were alive during that, and it felt like just yesterday at that point. And so it I'll never forget where I was when it happened. So thank you. And I do love that they do it at the Palm Beach State College. They do the ceremony there. It's beautiful. So whoever can make it, I hope you come out. Lastly, I would actually like to ask staff to just bring back some, when we went, let me back up for a second. We went to the National Association of Counties in Tampa. There were some solar panel policies brought up, and I wanted staff to kind of bring us some information on what currently exists and what's going forward, and because I believe we haven't taken a look at that in a very long time. So, thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Vice Mayor Marino.
Thank you. On a happy note, my dad is doing much better.
Good.
Took him to the neurosurgeon yesterday, and they were sort of amazed that my 92-year-old dad, who fell flat on his face and passed out, is, for all intents and purposes, back to being normal, knock on wood. So thank you for all your prayers. It was kind of a scary couple of weeks. I would also like to ask the board's consideration and support for my run for FAC second VP. As you may not know, the gentleman who actually won the first election lost his primary election. So the seat is now vacant.
Oh, good.
So I'm throwing my hat into the ring again.
Excellent.
See what happens.
Madam Vice Mayor, I make a motion to support for the Board of County Commissioners to support you for second Vice President for FACT.
I see a second by Commissioner Baxter. Are those for? Anybody opposed? See, it passes unanimously.
Now we all just have to go to the conference in December and vote,
there.
because we need the large counties to be represented, because
We'll be
somehow
there.
or another the small counties seem to always be there more than the large counties. So I need all the support I can get. Thank you.
Oh, he doesn't have a chance now. And the mayor's office, there's an off-site proclamation declaring October 10th, 2024 as 113th Taiwan Day. And if I could have a... Thank you, Commissioner Weiss. I think you did this last year, or the year before, for the Taiwanese government. First by Commissioner Weiss, second by Commissioner Woodward. All those for, anybody opposed? See that it passes unanimously 7-0. And a proclamation declaring September 30th, 2024 as the Greater Boca Raton Chamber of Commerce Day. I have a first by Commissioner Woodward, a second by Commissioner Weiss. All those for, anybody opposed? See that it passes unanimously. I'm also asking for a motion, the Board of County Commissioners to appoint Commissioner Greg Weiss as a substitute member serving on the canvassing board for the 2024 November general election in place of the chair of the BCC to the canvassing board per section 102.141 subs 1C Florida statute. For the alternate member seat, I am appointing Mr. Irvin Jakovitz per section 102.141 sub 2 Florida statutes to serve in that capacity for the 2024 November general election. Mr. Jakovitz has served before in this capacity in at least 3 previous elections. Since the supervisor of elections will be on the 2024 general election ballot and unable to serve on the canvassing board, in accordance and pursuant to section 102.141 sub 1B Florida statutes, I am appointing Vice Mayor Maria Marino to serve in that capacity as a substitute member of the canvassing board for the 2024 November general election. So I would need a motion by the board. I have first by Commissioner Barnett, second by Commissioner Woodward. All those for, anybody opposed, see that it passes unanimously. It's so good to volunteer these issues. Commissioner Bernard, you're recognized.
Thank you very much, Madam Mayor. Just, I was just thinking about it. Commissioner Weiss and Vice Mayor Marino, just make sure that the scheduling for the canvassing board on election day, because we have a meeting that day, Ms. Baker, and we have to make sure that we have quorum. So just to be mindful of that, because I'm not going to be on the board, so we have to make sure everything coordinates properly.
We could put off that November election for a week or two. We're the Board of County Commissioners of Palm Beach County here. We've done it before, almost, haven't we, right? So anyways, moving on, one last thing is my daughter's birthday today. Natasha, happy birthday. I wish I could be home, but Mama will be there later. Thank you. Okay, if there's no further business, Commissioner Baxter and then Vice Mayor.
Speaking of quorum, I won't be here that week of November, so we might need to pick maybe another day. So not on election day.
I'll coordinate with your offices and select another day. Or if it is the board's desire, we can't. That's going to be a busy day. So I'll coordinate with your office. You're going to be fine?
We'll work it out. Don't you worry, Michelle.
Well,
If there are
he's not gonna be
issues-
there, I'm not going to be there, and two of them are on the canvassing board.
But we're not canvassing.
Oh, okay, you're not canvassing. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right, Vice Mayor Marino.
Don't know where this starts in the process, but having the supervisor of elections on the same election cycle as the presidential election, I think we need to start having a discussion about, is there another time for that election? Because not having the supervisor of elections as part of the canvassing board, especially during a presidential election, is something that a lot of the other supervisors of elections around the state are looking at. So I think this is a discussion to have in the future with the supervisor of election, and see if there's a better time, a better election cycle for this, and what it would mean that we have to do, whether their cycle gets cut short or made longer. But I think it's a topic we need to bring up and get started.
I think the first question, Vice Mayor, it's a good issue. It's been brought up to me before, and one suggestion was to have the supervisors of election in March when the city officials go. But I think this may be a legislative issue for the state and not a county issue. Or I'm not sure, but I would imagine that this is not a state issue, Madam Attorney. Or
I thought it was a state and
Me too.
perhaps a county issue also, but I'd need to look at it.
so why don't we do
I'm
this?
happy to
Why don't
take a
we-
look.
If your office, county attorney, could research this?
Absolutely.
I think it's an issue. Mr. Todd Von Laren has been standing up 3 times now.
And he's very
This is an
familiar
issue
with
that
this.
we have brought up with the supervisor of elections and have engaged in conversations with her just in the cycle of elections right now. It was something that Commissioner Bernard as well brought up earlier. So we're having those discussions with the supervisor of elections, and we'll keep you apprised on that. Probably something that will be come back to you after the November elections.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe, though, I would like to know if it's a county or state issue to formalize, and then we'll address it at that time. Okay. There's no further business before the board. I believe we're coming back at 2 p.m. and then again at 5:30, order of the day. 5:05?
5:05 is the budget
5:30, that's what no, 5:05?
No, ma'am. 5:05.
I'll be here. All right, see y'all at 2 o'clock. We are in recess. Thank you. Till 2 o'clock.